Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Monday, September 23rd. Hope you had a great weekend. It's Monday, start of a new week. Pretty quiet day today. Got a little injury here. I bought a new gun, an AR-15, Smith & Wesson M&P 15 Sport 2, and I was at the range last week doing some target practice, and a hot round ejected from my gun and actually fell right down here. I mean, it could have went right in my eye. I was wearing these glasses because I need to see. It went right down in here, and man, that was hot. So I got to get something better to protect right here, but it's a cool gun, and I really enjoy shooting it. All right, let's talk about what's going on. Please like and subscribe the video. I appreciate that, and you guys have been doing it. Thank you very much. If you've already done that, I thank you. Like I said, a quiet day today. Oh, by the way, another hurricane heading my direction. I already got a notice today. The governor of Florida put my county, most of Florida, at least the West Coast, on state of emergency. So we got this tropical storm, or Hurricane Helene, coming up through the Gulf, and I don't know how bad we're gonna get hit over here, but it looks more like in the Panhandle. But you know how these things go, man. They're no fun at all. So, I don't like to talk about really monetary policy, interest rate adjustments, or at least I don't like to talk about it in the way that you hear it, in the news, or as they explain it on TV, because the way it's described is totally through the liability side of the balance sheet. I mean, and to me, if you have any sense at all, you have to understand that, there's a liability side to the balance sheet, and there's also an asset side to the balance sheet. But the entire realm of monetary policy is always viewed solely through the side of the liability side of the balance sheet, which is ridiculous. It's like, if rates are going to go up, then they're looking at higher costs to debtors. If rates are going to go down, then they're looking at lower costs to debtors. I mean, there's never any discussion of the asset side or the impact to the asset side of the balance sheet. That's why I don't pay any attention to this shit. Because at least I don't pay any attention to the way it's talked about in the mainstream. I pay attention to what the Fed does, because that gives me signals as to how I need to adjust my portfolio, or what opportunities are created or taken away by these rate adjustments. But it's insanity. I mean, if you think about it, this focus, and I always call it a single variable focus, that's what it is. This focus on the liability side only of the balance sheet. That would be like analyzing, I don't know, like a football team, only its defense and not its offense, or only its offense and not its defense. Like, any good analyst, sports analyst, if they're looking at a football team, a baseball team, any kind of professional sports team, they're going to look at, both sides of the team. Football is a good example, because you have defined, you have a defensive team, you have an offensive team, and you even have special teams too. But let's talk about offense and defense. It would be like, analyzing one aspect of a team when there's more than one aspect. I mean, how does that help you? And the incredible thing about this is that it's pervasive, it's universal. I mean, you cannot listen to any kind of economic commentary or monetary policy commentary that goes anywhere past this one-sided analysis. And people get so freaked out about this, and they get so invested in this, emotionally, when they're only getting half the picture. And the irony is that really it's the asset side that's more important, simply because, we hear this all the time, the 35, 36 trillion debt, right? The debt is an asset. It's a liability of the government, but it's an asset of the world. Okay? So like, if you're going to bitch and complain all the time about the debt, and then when rates are cut, you're out there dancing in the streets, holding a party, saying how this is incredible, how this is inflationary. I mean, the two things don't jibe, all right? If your big concern is about the debt, and then they're cutting rates and they're taking income away from those holders of the 35, 36 trillion, I mean, how is that a positive thing? How is that a bullish thing? Yeah, you have the liability side. So the debtors are going to get a break. But the overall, in the composition of the non-government, that gets affected by this, it's the asset side that's more important. And the rate cuts, look, I'll give you a perfect example. Europe now is deeper into recession. We've had ECB, was it 2 or 3 rate cuts already? The problems began when they started to cut rates. And because that is a reduction in these interest income transfers. I mean, it's literally, shutting off the spigot of these income flows into the non-government, into the economy. In this case, in Europe. Now it's going to be in the United States. And, I'd be more inclined to be bullish on Japan right now, simply because they're raising interest rates over there, even though they're like nothing. I mean, it's 10 basis points. But like, they're going in the other direction. And it was funny because Japan was the only central bank, the Bank of Japan was the only central bank that didn't raise interest rates when the whole inflation spike happened. And then they really didn't suffer from any big inflation. And now they're cutting, they're raising interest rates now. For what reason? I have no idea. I mean, now they're going to get some pickup in inflation. They're also going to see a pickup in interest income transfers. On a relative basis, I'd be more bullish on Japan, or I'm more bullish on Japan now than I am on the United States. This thing's all going to come, it's going to play out. I know I've been saying this for a while. A lot of you are impatient because it doesn't happen like Johnny on the spot like that, and you want it to happen like yesterday. And I understand, people. And everybody nowadays wants things fast. Like Amazon, you got to get it delivered tomorrow. You got to get it delivered today. You got to get it delivered even before you know what you want. They already know, somehow read your mind what you want, and it gets delivered. I mean, it just doesn't work that way, people. Like, nobody has made money consistently over time and built up wealth with this kind of mentality. It's going to happen. Don't worry. I mean, we're going to get as these rate cuts continue, and they will continue, because I've explained the dynamic that goes on here. Once they cut rates, it sets in motion a process, a cycle, like that lowers prices, that reduces inflation, that reduces interest income transfers, that slows economic growth. Then the Fed sees that, they cut rates again, which lowers prices again, which slows economic growth again. They cut rates, and it keeps going to a point where, the economy slows down, and then the automatic stabilizers start kicking in and stabilizing things, and then, things start to rise back up again. But we're a long way from that. We haven't even gotten to the point where the reduction in interest income transfers is starting to have a material impact, but that's going to come. I'm telling you, that's going to come. And I did a video a couple of weeks ago saying, the market's been going up for it's been going up for really for a long time. But in this last phase, it's been going up for the last 2.5 years, since October 2022, okay? Well, 2 years, since October 2022. I mean, and record highs, man. If you haven't made money in that, I mean, if you haven't made money in that's on you. And now you're jumping in saying, oh, only now it's getting started. I mean, come on. Come on, seriously? That's your approach? I mean, good luck with that. That's all I can say. Anyway, that's it for today, folks. It's a quiet day. We got a Social Security payment on Wednesday. Congress has to come up with a continuing resolution by September 30th or the government shuts down. I don't know where they are on that process. It's always like it goes to the 11th hour, which it probably will again. I think Trump wants to shut down, but Mike Johnson, who is the Speaker of the House, he's against the shutdown. So I don't know. One of the things that Trump wants included in a House bill is the so-called SAVE Act. And in that SAVE Act, it would require anyone who votes to show proof of citizenship. Now, call me crazy. I mean, don't you have to be a citizen to vote? Like, showing proof, is that like such a terrible thing to ask? I don't know. I think it's not, but this is the game of politics. Certain parties, they want certain people to vote to get votes. I'm not going to be a cynic here. It is what it is. I'm an economist. All I'm saying is that, we need to have a continuing resolution or the government shuts down, and that will impact fiscal flows. You got another tax strain coming up mid-October. And so, what I'm watching right now with great interest, and it's still early, is the reduction in these interest income transfers, where the first place it's going to show up, like I've been saying, is in the T-bill discount, which already is down. I mean, the T-bill discount transfers are up 39.6% over last year. But at the beginning of 2024, they were up 71%. So it's a gradual deceleration, and it's going to go negative year over year. I'm telling you that right now. It's going to go negative year over year, where the transfers actually start declining compared to last year. So, that's the swimming pool analogy. The water will start going down pretty soon. You don't want that to happen. You need that water in there. Anyway, that's it for today, folks. Please like and subscribe. And don't forget, go to my website, pitbulleconomics.com. Sign up for a 30-day free trial to MMT Trader. I'm the only one who has an applied approach to MMT. I take the concepts and understandings of MMT, and I show you how to use that to trade and invest profitably in the financial markets. See you tomorrow. Bye.